What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Mary B, bringing you the mayhem, and the mainstream media is full of crap. So earlier this week, I reported to you guys on Billy D. Williams, his gender fluid, guys. We had a whole article about it. It was done by Esquire, and we went into it. He was having remarks he made to them about how he felt that at times he was both feminine and masculine, that he could be a himself and a herself. And at the time when I reported on it to you guys, I did what any normal human being does. I interpreted his remarks as what someone says when they're talking about, nuance of character, a multifaceted personality, which is what you find in basically any human being that you ever encounter, right? People are complex. They're not just one thing or another. I interpreted his remarks as essentially what any decent, normal human being would interpret them as, right? It's just a person who happens to not be any one thing at any given time. But they took him and put him on record as saying that he was gender fluid. He's gender fluid, guys. He's a special snowflake. He's a unicorn. And so Billy D. Williams has gone and done what I had said that I thought it was in the first place, was that he doesn't even know what the hell they're talking about. He clarified his remarks for us. So we have an article we're going to get into today, and I love this. I love this. He is still the king of cool, guys. Still the king of cool. So this comes to us from uprocks.com. Star Wars star Billy D. Williams clarifies his use of pronouns and says he is not gender fluid. Thank the Lord. So, over the weekend, Billy D. Williams inadvertently thrilled Star Wars fans who interpreted quotes from the actor to be identifying as gender fluid. Why would that thrill Star Wars fans? I'll revert to my original remarks in my last video. What does this have to do with Star Wars? No, those remarks didn't thrill Star Wars fans. They thrilled SJWs. They thrilled people who have an agenda. No, those remarks did not thrill Star Wars fans. The excerpts in the question surfaced within an Esquire interview surfaced in an Esquire interview in which Williams praised Donald Glover's take on young Lando Calrissian. Glover previously stated that Lando is a pansexual character in Solo. During the course of the interview, Williams described himself as feminine and masculine, while suggesting that he personally prefers pronouns including himself and herself. More fully, I think of myself as a relatively colorful character who doesn't take himself or herself too seriously. Williams never specifically used the term gender fluid, but nonetheless, his quotes drew widespread praise in that context. I will add that there myself, in that context, because that was a context that Esquire and the mainstream media put it into, not Billy D. Williams himself. He was referring to something else, which we'll get to here in just a second in the article. So, while speaking with The Undefeated this week, he expressed some surprise and confusion over the matter. I love that. Confusion, which is, again, exactly what I said. No, he's old and he's confused. He doesn't know what the hell you people are talking about. Well, first of all, I asked last night, I said, what the hell is gender fluid? That's a whole new term, Williams then clarified, that he was simply expressing that he feels in touch with his feminine side. And it's not about sex or gay or straight. However, sexual orientation and gender fluidity are not one and the same. Again, Billy D. Williams is confused. He doesn't even know what you people are talking about. So the discussion gets a little muddled. Does the discussion get muddled? Does it? Well, I'll make my commentary on the end. So, but this is a quote from Billy D. Williams here. He said, but what I was talking about was about men getting in touch with their softer side of themselves. There's a phrase that was coined by Carl Jung, who was a psychiatrist, who was a contemporary of Sigmund Freud. And they had a splitting of the ways because they had different ideas about consciousness, unconscious. It's collective unconsciousness. But he coined a phrase that's anima animus. And anima means that that's the female counterpart of the male self, and the animus is the male counterpart of the female. So that's what I was referring to. I was talking about men getting in touch with the female side of themselves. I wasn't talking about sex. I wasn't talking about being gay or straight. People should read Jung. I mean, it would be an interesting education for a lot of people. So Williams further told the Undefeated that he is not gay by any stretch of the imagination. Not that that's, and that's my commentary, not that that's what gender fluidity is. Not that I have anything against gay people, but personally not gay. Clearly, he freely admitted to the outlet that he wasn't familiar with gender fluid as a term. It's also not unusual, as he did not, for people to mistakenly link gender fluidity to sexual orientation. The latter term refers to the concept that gender exists on a spectrum and that you can shift between masculine and feminine, as well as according to expression. Those who choose to not identify as a fixed gender often prefer the use of specific pronouns like they rather than he or she. Overall, this sounds like a learning experience for all, including both Williams and those who misinterpreted his initial remarks to Esquire. So, the problem here is that instead of listening to what it was that he was actually saying, the mainstream media decided to go ahead and interpret it as gender fluidity, because that's what we should do, right? Let's make everyone a special snowflake. Let's turn everyone into a unicorn. He's Billy D. Williams. He's special, right, guys? So let's make him an icon for the LGBTQ community. Let's make him that, right? Never mind that what he was referring to was a well-known, like, this is within psychiatry, right? Jung is not exactly obscure. He's incredibly well-known. That's what he's referring to. But why would you jump to gender fluidity? Because you wanted to turn him into a special snowflake, didn't you, mainstream media? That's what you wanted to do with him. He had no idea what the hell you were even talking about. But you made him an icon, you jumped the gun, and this is why mainstream media is crap, is because there's an agenda behind it here. There's absolutely an agenda. At some point, you have to stop and ask yourself, what are we doing, guys? What are we doing? Take a step back. He's talking about Jung. He's talking about something that a lot of people, any average person, would have looked at this and go, no, people are complex. People are not simply one thing all of the time. People are not, and that doesn't mean that you flip back and forth between being male and female. It means that people have a lot of facets to their personality, and any reasonable, rational person would have known that going into this. But that's not what you did. You went into this with a very specific perspective. You wanted something specific, and so you pushed that narrative, regardless of what it was that he was actually telling you. So yes, mainstream media, at best, you are disingenuous and you misinterpreted his remarks. And at worst, you're flat out liars. And personally, I lean more towards the liar aspect of it because that's what they wanted. That's what you wanted from this. Sorry he didn't give it to you. He's the king of cool, though. He's going to come out and he's going to set you straight. So anyway, guys, that's your update on this newsy news stuff going down. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. And hey, feel free to go check me out over on my channel. I am Mary B, otherwise known as Mary Mayhem, and I would love to see you over there. So thanks so much, guys, for watching, and I will talk to you later. Love, love.
Hey everyone, it's Jeremy from geeksandgamers.com, and if you're a fan of Geeks and Gamers, please go to our website, visit our merchandise store. We have t-shirts, hoodies, hats, beanies, tank tops, and in the very near future, we're going to have many more products for you to choose from. So thank you for the support. We appreciate it. You guys have a great day, and we will talk to you later.